Hi everyone. First of all, thank you and then pardon the quality of this presentation. This is a platform in development and designed to help communally contain and mitigate the um, virus pandemic. But at the same time, leveraging the technology, we can boost the old and build new economy to tackle the associated economic crisis. So let's jump into it. On a continental level, the landing page displays the virus coverage in its categories, with colors here where we have red, yellow, and green and white. Um, the data presented here can also be viewed on a statistical view where you have access to charts, ratios and rates and all those stuff. You could also filter this display or the content to a particular country and stuff like that. At the same time, on a time period or on a particular case within the virus, or you know. Um, so going back to the home page, having a continental view, we could also look at the data or how the virus is occurring on a national level. So on a national level, you could type a country. In this case, let's do Angola. So I could just type Angola in there, or I could just go to the map and just click Angola. What you see is the numbers as per um, Angola in this case. See, so you see how Angola is doing in terms of the virus. What we also try to incorporate and consider very crucial is the fact that on top of this data, in terms of numbers and the graph and everything, and on a map view, we also think the news feed is also a very crucial source for information and data. So we have also incorporated newsfeed coming from individuals, media houses, communities, and also our authorities. So this, as you can see, is a continental newsfeed where you can see people posting from Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, and then you have the media houses, etc., etc., going on. So going back to the case of Angola, by clicking here and searching Angola or doing it from the map, we could also see how the virus is spreading or its coverage on the national level. And for somebody who is in that country or wherever I am probably also more what do you call it? I'll be more um, interested on my my basic level, which is my very location. So that takes us to the key feature of the app, which is its applicability to the average African. um, Here we're talking about social distancing and contact tracing. So clicking on your location, or you could just also access it through this button. Based on your location, you have access to information as to how the virus is coping or faring in your neighborhood. You could also you also have the ability to expand the radius, the mile radius, or contrast it to see to look at the data into details. Considering this very person, you are better off doing everything you need to do in a green area than going to the red area here. Let's say I need to go to a restaurant. Um, I come here and enter the restaurant, so I'm going to Sankofa Choba. This is the destination. This is where the restaurant is located. Um, Prior to going there, what we one has access to see how things are, or if the restaurant is even open in the first place. So here, as you can see, an alert an alert is pretty much alerting the business alerting its customers that they are only open to customers with the app. What In a situation like this, is because the app also allows for mobile queuing or queuing in advance. That way, we communally can, control how much of us or how many of us are in a place at a time. When you go, then there are so many people there. I mean, you're better not going even going in the first place. What the app also does is, which is something I will discuss in the economic feature, is we also a lot of this business will start doing delivery, therefore continuation of their business, at the same time creating jobs like delivery personnel and stuff like that. Yeah. So here, let's say, worth mentioning is also the contact tracing. So we have an alert system where the user has the option to opt in or not. If a user opts in, for example, for the government, that will be kept default because they definitely would want to communicate or send information to the users or the national, so that one will be left default. However, the user would have the choice to opt for instant alert or weekly content alert report. With the instant alert, should you happen to be in contact or come into contact with somebody some days back or a week back, and eventually the person fills a form on this platform and says, "Hey, I have the symptoms," then we will instantly alert you and let you know that, hey, there was somebody you were with a couple of days back and things like that, and the person has the symptoms, so you might as well just start taking precautions and avoid, going into contact with others, and doing so spreading the virus, you know. So that's how the alert system works. So I want to go to this job. You could what the app does is it recommends routes for you to go. So clicking this button, what we see is that instead of going this way where you have more incidence of the virus, you're better off going this way to avoid, coming into contact with people who have it. And also, in the case where you have it, they must well just go the right way and keep the virus within, from getting to new people. Yeah. So pretty much this is what it does. We also have an information center where, based on your location, you have access to some features like how to protect yourself, information on how to protect yourself. You would also have information on like, based on your location, you also have access to the numbers you can call, in terms of emergency hotlines and things like that, and then frequently asked questions and all those stuffs. Um, Going back to the home page, worth mentioning is the fact that after this version, with a functional team and infrastructure in place, this platform should evolve into an IoT ecosystem that will tie together professionals, tech firms, input providers, manufacturers, distribution specialists, community NGOs, behavior experts, to create an IoT enabled supply chain and plan complex logistics to reach the last mile and the last person on the continent. Finally, before I go, is the this is a collaborative and an ongoing project of fellow Africans at home and away, and just like we felt the need for us to come together, we are calling on all Africans, our leaders, influencers, communities, institutions, your family and friends, and yourself. Together we can make this happen. Thank you. Asante, Nagode, Ushe, and in my own language, Akbe.